let's ignore the fact that I filmed like so much in this top, but it is a different day, like weeks later. I want to do a quick little book haul. I don't know. I passed my PhD. I got notified last week, so I kind of went and celebrated the only way that I know how, which is to buy books. But first, let's talk about my little library haul. This finally came in as my haul, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. I've been wanting to read this for so long. I was supposed to read it for my Goodreads video earlier this year, but I didn't have time, and I've just been really wanting to get into this because I've heard so many good things about it, and I can't find it as a physical copy anywhere, like local bookstores. And then I realized I didn't really want to make a commitment to a series, even though it's a duology, I think. So I thought, why not? Let's just like borrow it from the library and have a look. So I've had this on hold for a bit. Now I don't actually know much about what it's about. All I know is like there's missing girls, two kind of enemies or like people who don't necessarily like each other are forced to work together. There's magic and there's an island. I don't know. Yeah, it's an enchanted island. Okay, perfect. Two enemies forced to work together. Like, it just sounds so cool. It's based on the Isle of Cadence. So I'm seeing a lot of like music things happening. We have Adara, heiress of the East, knows the spirits only answer to a bard's music, enticing them to return the missing girls. But there's only one bard capable of drawing the spirits forth by song, her childhood enemy, Jack. So he hasn't been to Cadence since like 10 years. So he's gonna come back and like hopefully it's a romance. I don't know, even if it's not a romance, I just want a good time. If you hear my dog barking, it's because his own arch nemesis is going for a walk. When Hunter was a pup, he met one of our neighbour's dogs, and the neighbour dog didn't like Hunter, and Hunter was a pup, and he was like, I just want to be friends. And ever since then, Hunter holds grudges. Hunter fucking can't stand this dog. Every time he goes on a walk, this other dog, Hunter will literally stand at the window and bark at him. It's a lot. Anyway, so River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. I'm very excited. So this is my library haul. Let's talk about the books that I spent money that I don't necessarily have. So a lot of these books have been on my list for a while. One of them was on my list early this year as a result of the International Booker. One of them has been on my list since when I made my anticipated releases video, and the other one has been on like a periphery wish list that I have like myself, and I'm really excited I was able to I just bit the bullet and got them. So the first one is one that I've been eyeing for so long, right? I'm so excited. I need to just be able to spend time just reading. That's all I want to do. And it's Rachel Cusk's Outline. I have been wanting to read this book and this trilogy series for a really long time, ever since I really got into literary strange books. Rachel Cusk has been on my radar, and I just finally bit the bullet because I'm like, why not now in celebration? So I got this. Now I don't really know much about this. Well, I did know about it, I should say, because I had it on my list and it's been something that I really want to read. My dog is being a bitch. It's a novel in 10 conversations. So it follows a novelist teaching a course in creative writing over an oppressively hot summer in Athens. I'm Greek! And I'm currently teaching students at university. So that's very cool. The people she encounters speak volubly about themselves, their fantasies, anxieties, regrets and longings. And through these disclosures, a portrait of the narrator is drawn by contrast. A portrait of a woman learning to face great loss. Are you joking? Are you joking? I feel like Rachel Cusk is in the same kind of field, or family, I should say, of Allie Smith. I feel like I'm going to connect a lot to this. I hope. I don't know. Ooh. It's like a 5-star prediction for me, but I don't want to say that just in case. So we have this book. Oh, one that was inspired by the International Booker is, I think, also technically part of a series. but it doesn't have to be read in chronological order, but I most likely will. But I couldn't find the first one, so I got this instead. It's Boulder by Eva Balthasar. It's translated by Julia Sanchez, and I just really connected immediately to the blurb of this when I was hearing people talk about it for the International Booker. I just felt like this was something that I knew would be something for me. And let me know if you've read this. Do I have to read, like, should I read this in chronological order? Do you think I'll get more out of it if I read the first one and then the second one? Or can I just read it now? Because I kind of just want to read it now. So this is about a woman who is a cook on a ship. She becomes to know and love Samsa, a woman who gives her the nickname Boulder. When Samsa gets a job in Reykjavik, and the couple decides to move in together, Samsa declares that she wants to have a child now that they are settled. She is already 40 and can't bear to let the opportunity pass her by. Boulder is less enthused. So it's about motherhood, and Boulder has to figure out her priorities. So it's just going to be intense. It's going to be intense. And I'm really excited. It's a queer story, so I'm there. I'm so excited. And it's really pretty. The next one is one that's been on my periphery for a while, and well, not periphery for a while, but I knew it was releasing, and it's part of the Virago anniversary publishing, like, you know, important work, like feminist works. So it's this one by Angela Carter. It's The Sadeian Woman and Exercising Cultural History. First of all, look at this. Incredible. So it's about sexuality, women's sexuality, but kind of in a discourse with Marcus Dessard, however you pronounce his name. This dude, Marcus Dessard. This is my version. I've got this really cool book. And Angela Carter takes on these outrageous figments of Dessard's extreme imagination and transforms them into symbols of our time. The Hollywood sex goddesses, mothers and daughters, pornography, even the sacred shrines of sex and marriage lie devastatingly exposed before our eyes. So Carter really delves into the viscera of our distorted sexuality and reveals a dazzling vision of love which admits neither of conqueror nor of conquered. Yeah, this is part of a collection. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 has been published recently. It's celebrating 5 decades of Virago. And we have, I can't even see the other ones, but there's one from Grace Nichols, there's Sarah Waters, Sigrid Nunez, which I kind of want to pick up. Do they have it at the beginning? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So Angela Carter is 1 of 5. So there we have. So we have Grace Nichols's The Fat Black Woman's Poems. We have Sarah Waters' Tipping the Velvet, Natasha Walter's Living Dolls, The Return of Sexism, and then Sigrid Nunez's The Friend, which I have actually read. So a collection, I think, of like both fiction and non-fiction. So again, my eye has been on this. Like, I knew it was coming, and it was published this year, but I haven't seen it in store until like last week. So it most likely was published early this year, but I only saw it recently. So very excited about this. But I kind of want to read Marquis Dessard. How do you pronounce his name? I'm not French, I'm sorry. Before I pick up Angela Carter's like discourses on it or stories on it. So I'm gonna at least read Justine and kind of slowly work through some of his major works. Like, this is a very intense book cover and I love it. The last book. If you have watched my anticipated releases, this is one of the anticipated releases. I finally found this in store. I was going to borrow it from the library, but my library doesn't have a copy and I had to go to a different library to get it. And it was just one of those things. I'm like, oh, but I would like to have my own copy because I'd like to annotate it, and Mum really enjoys this sort of stuff. So I was thinking maybe I could buy it so we can both read it. And I'm really happy that I did, because when Mum read the blurb and like flicking through it, she got so excited and she really wants to read it. And it's The Once and Future Sex by Eleanor Janega. It's going medieval on women's roles in society. First of all, I want this painting. I love this so much. I love it so much. But this is literally just a non-fiction novel about the impacts of, well, going into detail about the medieval understanding of woman and the medieval positioning of women, going into religion and all that sort of stuff. And also I think bringing it back to the contemporary world and being like, so what makes an ideal woman and why is that the case? And then going from there, I'm just obsessed. Like I've been dying to read this, and I finally have my own copy, so now I can just like annotate the shit out of it. But I need to see before I annotate the shit out of it. Maybe I should get Mum read it first, so then she doesn't have to read this with all of my scribbles. So she might want to read this before me. And if she does, I mean, that's great. Hannah read this and enjoyed it, so I'm gonna love it. I'm really excited about this. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know, I'm just really excited about everything and nothing, and just, I apologize. This was very spontaneous. I just wanted to quickly film this so that you can see the books that have entered my library. Okay. Yeah. Roll the clip.